Hello, everybody. This is Pete from Paw Labs. And sorry for my absence the last 3 or 4 days. I haven't really been doing very much except working on the War Game Studio. And that's the whole point of this video is kind of an introduction to this. It still has an awful long way to go. But let's get some of this junk out of the way. And so here's the main desktop. This is one of those skins. If you notice, you can see the background screen up and around and whatnot. Uh, this is a skin that I made from Pure Vision. I've always wanted to use one in a game and or in something, and well, this just happened to be it. So obviously, there's nothing about the player. I've been working on the game designer, and I'm going to go ahead and walk through some of this. Let's come out here and say skirmish. I did, yeah. DS. Okay. And you can give your author on this one. Um, and we'll go ahead and let it stay at the American Civil War. So all of this is fully functioning. Um, and we'll go ahead and just do a little something to show things are working just fine. And map name will be Crossroads. I'm going to use Flat Top. And player one will be Rebel Army. And there'll be the, oh, look at that. I spelled Confederate wrong. Oh, well. Such is life. Let's see. Put you on a blue base and facing right. And really, that's about all we need to do. So then this will generate our initial map, or actually this game, I set this up to be a single map game, so this will generate the game map. Okay, so now this is a conglomeration of a whole bunch of different things in my head. The initial part you can see here is off of the map maker element here. And you have all of your map maker design stuff. I've built an entire new set of graphics for this. They're patterned very similarly after the ones that we used in the Ultimate Map Maker. And I've generated just a slew of them, as you can see. We can put in, well, let's do this bit by bit. I don't want to go jumping around. So we have rivers. Wanted just to show off some of the stuff here. The game can be reached here. Here's all of the game setting stuff. You can get to the map setting stuff here and change whatever you want. The only thing you can't change is the actual grid map, the grid type. Look at that, another typo. Goodness, that's where you find them, I guess, when you start to show them off. This is the tiles. Let's see, get this some interesting. Well, it doesn't really matter. So it holds every tile has this detail screen on it, and you can upload it, you can name it. It's got a category associated with it. And this tile is used for all grids. So the tile itself has a 48 by 48 top, upper left corner, and then it has a lower 128 by 128 graphic that gets cut basically on the fly for the various grid types. Okay, now not all graphics can be done this way. All of your terrain types and a lot of them can, but not all. And I'm going to show some of those. Some of the flags that we need on graphics, if you have alpha space on your graphic, in other words, there's holes, like for instance, these river tiles I have over here on the left, all they are is a bar, right? And so if it has alpha in it, then you need to check alpha. If it is something that can be destroyed, for example, bridges, bridges and let's see, the airstrips for World War II or World War I games. Those are things that get built by engineers. They're not something you would put into the game at the map maker level or entry level, because they come into existence in the game and then they can also be taken out of existence in the game. What happens at the map maker level is everything that is at a constant throughout the game, the rivers, the roads. If you put in a airstrip, well, that airstrip will be there for the entire game. Okay, that can't be destroyed. So we have destroyed hexes, so your tiles that you can use. If it affects a direction, then it needs to come in here and be flagged as such. This is going to be like rivers. It affects the northwest, the one I've selected on the left. This is the northwest corner. So we would click northwest to say that it blocks that northwest quadrant. If you have several in there, so that way when graphics are stacked, the different directions can be tracked. And that's pretty much the gist. So let's get to, there's multiple styles of graphics. I've built in foliage is a good one. Foliage is, I gotta recheck this, doggone it. This is actually a 384 by 512 graphic that needs to get shrunk down to fit into the into the size on the screen. Somehow I missed that. And you actually have a 3x4 grid of 12 different tiles of this type. So that way, when you are actually placing tiles, the tiles, oh, are you going to not let me get out of this because that's as over these? Let's see if we can. Nope, we're there. Got it. Okay. So what I did was tab through to get to the bottom. All right. So when you place foliage, for example, we can use grab a tile. and you place tiles, uh, you'll notice that those two tiles don't match. Okay, they're randomly selected from the 3x4 grid. That way it's not all perfectly identical. It's just random. Um, all of the grid stuff works. All of these drawing things I have working. So you can come in and do that and it'll put it in. And evidently if it's a line, he puts the same one in. I'll have to fix that too. So anyhow, like I said, it's a work in progress. I'm still working my way through the editing. But if you note that these are um, tiles with alpha and they got put in on top, so we can actually come in and go to put in mountains, or if you wanted to do stuff like this. Ooh, and that one didn't get trimmed. Yep. So I got more work to do. But so far, this is about all I got. Aside from, I mean, there's all the infrastructural pieces and stuff that are here. I've started work on the designer piece. You can work the designer, whereas in the other designers, you could only place units and cities. Well, I'm including the ability to do farms and cities, factories, airstrips, bridges. Oh, the bridges came out really nice. Hold on. Let's go show some of these. I've made two, I believe. Yeah. So that should, well, all right. So we have bridges, and if I come over here and pair these up, they came out pretty nice. Let's go get the other bridge. This is one of my first times to actually be in the flat top. So as you can see, the bridges came out really nice, especially if you have water. I especially like that. So let's come down here to rivers and let's see. That'll do. I don't want to put it over that one. Um, you can a neat thing I've caught myself doing. Let's see. Let's connect these. Is actually doubling up on the water, which kind of is cool. Makes for a big river. So we can come into there and double up on the river. And now let's go back and put a bridge one across that so you can see what all it's going to look like. But the idea is that you'll be able to bomb these bridges so you can see the bridge crossing over into the other hex. So imagine being able to blow that up, or having a engineering unit come over here and tell him to build a bridge, and he poofs that up in a turn or so. So, and I also put a wooden dock kind of bridge in. So one of the other things I've been working on here recently as well is the ability to come in and take a look at, ooh, that didn't paint very well. So that's what I've been working a lot on this. I changed out today how the tiles are placed onto the screen, and actually started working on the permanence of the map, where as things are changed, it saves just the records that are changed and added new on an ongoing basis. So as you go, your map is already saved. You notice there's no save button on the screen. That's because everything you do causes saving. So that way it saves little itty bitty changes all the time, and therefore there's no great big massive load or great big massive save. So anyhow, I just wanted to introduce y'all to the first pieces of what is starting to kind of come together as the War Game Studio. So thanks very much for watching.